So, hello friends, this is KK Singh, Vedic astrologer, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Om Astro Jyoti. Today we have a very wonderful guest from Poland, and she is Justina, and she is going to tell us regarding the nakshatra and also regarding the experience she is having with the Vedic astrology and all the things about the nakshatra of Venus ruled nakshatra, that is Bharani, Purva Falguni, and Purva Shada. So let us hear from her and let us hear what insight she is trying to give us. So welcome Justina to my channel.
Thank you.
Okay.
So as you said, I'm Polish, and I started to learn Vedic astrology a few years ago. It was just by accident. I got some information from some of my friends. It was, I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago. But since I was child, I was interested in different religions. So when I was already 10, 11, I started to read about other religions, especially in Asia. And I was like interested in the cultures as well, of especially of East Asia. And some years ago, one of my friends started to tell me about some horoscope and the signs, and that everyone has more than one sign.
Right.
So I started to be interested. I started to look for more information. It wasn't so easy at the beginning, and at the beginning, I just got confused because there were English videos, but regarding West astrology. So I learned also from there at the beginning Western astrology. Then I found out that there is also Indian astrology, which is more deeper, more complex, more advanced. And lots of people from West have some knowledge regarding Western astrology, but when it's going about Indian astrology, Vedic astrology, it's harder to get information, especially some years ago. Now it's much easier because lots of Indian astrologers also recording in English, which is very good. But lots of people are afraid because it's so complex, and you need to put a lot of effort to understand it. But when you start to study it, you find it very beautiful. And it's amazing because a lot of things really exist. You start to see by study horoscopes of the people, and then you go more deeper into it. So this is my history,
Right.
In a very short way.
Exactly. But your journey is very wonderful, I guess, because if having so many difficulties, like as you earlier said, that the English version of astrology you are not able to get, and the Vedic especially, it's very deep, and it actually takes more than a decade if you are studying it seriously. So wonderful and very inspiring story in the area from where you are coming, in the European region, where all the people are not so much into astrology and things and the stuff, but you are like what to say, like a oasis in the desert. Means only one person is knowing so much astrology, and that is very, means hats off to you. This is very wonderful journey you have. So as requested, I always like your topics and always like your conversation regarding the nakshatras, as you always say, because the nakshatra is very important in decoding the fate of a person. So, would you give us some insight on Venetian ruled nakshatra, like the three nakshatra which is Venetian? But now, why I am asking for Venus nakshatra? There is a logic here, because in today's day and age, people, when they come to an astrologer, they ask about, will I be rich, will I be have all my wish fulfilled? So like this richness, this beauty, this luxury, all the items is signified by Venus, right?
Yes, all
So
the pleasure.
exactly, so in that situation I would like you to give us some insight on these three nakshatra, namely Bharani, Purva Ashada and Purva Falguni. So please, if you can give some insight on that.
Yes, I will try my best. Well, the second Nashkatra in the lunar, from the old lunar Nashkatras is Bharani. And as we know, it's fully sits in the sign of Aries, Ram, from 1320 to 2640 degrees. And its nature is human. Primary motivation is wealth, gaining wealth. And the gods which associate with this Nashkatra is Yama, the god of the death.
Yamraj.
And
Right.
yes, and Shakti, which is Shiva's wife.
Mm.
And there is a beautiful union, which we can see here, between the feminine and masculine energy. The feminine is Venus, because the Nashkatra itself is ruled by Venus. And the masculine energies come from the sign of Aries, where it sits.
Right.
And
So
this...
I would like to ask you, like here we can see a unique combination of Mars and Venus coming together. So
yes,
both
exactly.
total male and female energy in that particular
Yes,
nakshatra.
and when someone has Venus and Mars conjunction in the horoscope, the similar energy like the Bharani, the Nakshatra, we can see from them. So this special union create a potential of creation of the life. So that's why the symbol of this Nakshatra is female sex organ.
Yoni.
Because it's like a starting of everything. It's also rebirth and creation of the life and the death. So it's like together the union of what is the most important in our
Exactly.
life. And we can see in the people who have these nakshatra in the horoscope, strong sexual desires. They may have it in themselves, whatever, if it's Moon or Venus or Mars or Ascendant. Of course, there are also others, nakshatras, which are also very sexual. But these people have a very specific thing that they can attract, because they are so sensual and sexual, they can attract all other people. So whenever you see someone who has Bharani, from my experience, these people have always experienced that homosexuals, transsexual or bisexuals come to them, ask them to even cure them. And these people might have no interest in these kind of people, but they are so
Attractive.
attractive for them that they come whenever they want or doesn't want. So whenever I speak with my friends, I always say, don't worry, this is something normal. You are not like someone very specific, but because you have this, these kind of people will come to you all of your life. Exactly. And just be calm, just you know, say to them you are not interested or something, but don't worry about yourself, everything is all right with you. And these people also have interest in some luxuries, okay, art. They like to have luxury things, jewelry. They like to be pleased, like, but also they take energy from seeing the beautiful thing, the arts. So they can like nice watches, nice clothes. You can see this in them. Bharani means also bearing or who she bears. So it indicates that they need discipline and hard work. And the symbol of this nakshatras, the animal symbol, is the male elephant. And if we can see from the behavior of elephants, they are very caring to the young elephants, especially. As far as I know, in Indian religion, the elephant is one of the most
sacred, yes. We worship in the form of Ganesh.
Exactly.
And this is also very interesting point which you have given us. Like the elephant and Ganesh ji is the resemblance of the elephant, and that is the same thing what you just mentioned. Like the goddess associated with this is Shakti, Parvati, and Shakti is the mother of Ganesh. So yes, because she is the consort of Shiva, so in that situation also this whatever you explained is very beautiful, wonderful. Yes.
Yes. So I've noticed that these people love children. They want to have children themselves, but they all have a lot of love to all children around. So whenever they see some children is being hurt or abandoned, they are the first who will come, ask the child, try to help, and they are always very protective. They cannot handle to see when the child is crying or being hurt. So we can see nurses here, teachers in the kindergarten especially, who can be very good, you know, in this profession. What I also have seen that because of the god Yama, a lot of people have interest in the life after death and rebirth. And many people are afraid of Yama.
Right.
Because it's associated with
exactly.
the death. But they really shouldn't, because Yama guides our soul to experience the karma which we have in this life and prepare us to the next life. So it promises us something as well, exactly, right?
It is a kind of transformation, you can say, like transformation for something better.
Yes. And so these people might have some experience with some maybe ghosts, with associated with feeling some energy as well, and they can be good astrologer. They do have interest in all these hidden secret things, and that's why they should go into meditation, yoga, especially because they have the feeling of struggling all the time. Deep inside of them, they feel struggle, but what they really need is to sacrifice and find discipline in their life and go into yoga and meditation and study more, let's say, astrology or religion to transform themselves.
Means any traditional study or practicing the yoga culture is very beneficial for them. I would
Yes,
like to also tell you one thing under my observation. One native, I was looking at the horoscope, and he was having Saturn in Bharani Pada 3. Okay. Now I asked him regarding his life, and what I was able to feel means it was coming in my mind, and I was asking like, being Saturn in the sign of Aries becomes debilitated, right?
yes.
Because Saturn is in the sign of fall. But I was, when I was looking at the chart, that guy was doing wonderful in his dasha of Saturn. So then I went into the nakshatra. It was the Bharani Nakshatra, and it was Bharani Pada 3. So as soon as I saw Bharani Pada 3, the Navamsha automatically becomes where Saturn becomes exalted. That means Saturn is landing in the Libra sign in Navamsha. Now these both are playing a very wonderful, chemistry in his chart. And he told me that before the age of 36, actually, he did not do anything. And I was damn sure that how could he accumulate? So whatever he accumulated and whatever he achieved was in that 19 years of Saturn Mahadasha, and it was very huge. Means
Mm-hmm.
he not only got married on that Saturn Mahadasha, even after 36, means he was a person who got late marriage. And after that, after he married, his career started very well because it is also looking at the sign Makara from where it is by the 10th aspect. So Bharni Pada 3 for Saturn, though it is debilitated in D1, but in D9 when you are looking at with this nakshatra, all the things which you are telling, that the increase in luxury and the increase the wanting for children, all these things happen. Even with the Saturn, it can happen. So this I saw and it was working wonderfully. Yes,
Yes, I do agree with you that it's not only sign but also nakshatra and the pada in which the sign sits. Then we can say more if if the planet is really strong or not when it's come in Avamsha. So it has to, you need to really study it more deep. How does it look like? And when the luck also or the promise of wealth activates, because it's not always that everyone is wealth when they want. It's only when it's promised, right?
exactly. Right.
And the shadow of this nashkatrasa, the shadow side, is that these people can be very passionate, which is good and bad in some way, because sometimes they can go into extreme solutions. They can be also impatient. They have restless nature, irritable. They can be really moralist and arrogant and narcissistic.
Exactly.
And they can be found of sex as well. So they really need to watch out about the diseases,
Exactly.
which might cause because of this. I've also noticed that sometimes people have some interests, not everyone, but some of them have interest in the some part of their life of falling in love with one of the member of their family or having intimacy. It's not that everyone have it, but there might be some even thoughts about it in some of the stage. Not
Okay.
always, but in some of the stage.
Taboo breaking type of a relationship that is actually means I can understand
Yes,
like yes.
and from my experience, you can see here good teachers, good writers, but also the people who are into luxury stuff, financial, businessmen, beauty, beauty like cosmetics, these kind of stuff you can see. So everything associates with Venus, but also they do have interest in sports as well, quite big interest in sport. So it can be associated with both, or Mars energy or Venus energy. And for sure, they should be aware of the problems with reproductive organs, this diseases which comes from the having too much partners. They might sometimes have also problems
Yes.
with eye
Eyes.
diseases.
Okay. Okay.
And from my experience, this is all what I noticed.
Okay. Okay. So this is very wonderful explanation. Means you have also enlisted the disease also. Like majority of the people might suffering from reproductive disease or STD,
Yeah.
rather you said,
Yes.
and the disease of eyes, which is also very correct in my knowledge also, because I was also looking at some charts where the people were suffering from some uh, difficult disease.